Greetings and welcome my friends. This is DragonHeart, our very first ever mono red deck featuring treasures and the newest version of Magda. The aim of the deck is to use Magda's ability to generate dragons and get in for damages. We have many ways to generate treasure tokens as well as some cards that help us gain board advantage. We are light on removal, but what we do have can deal with early men. This deck came to us from one of our friends who has his own channel. Look for a link in the description. To get things rolling, we've got 3 sticky fingers. This is an enchantment that gives one of our men menace, and when it gets in for damages, it'll generate a treasure. As a bonus, if our guy dies we'll get to draw a card. For just 1 mana, we can slip this on one of our guys when we're pretty sure we can get an unblock. Abrade is our removal. We went with this since it costs only 2 mana and can hit 3 toughness men or less. It's also a great way of dealing with an opposing artifact. Simulacrum Synthesizer comes to mind. Generous Plunderer is our first guy. He will create a treasure token for us and the opponent. When he swings in, he'll deal a damage for each treasure the opponent has in play. It might not seem like much, but it does add up. The great thing is that the opponent's treasure is tapped, so they can't use it right away, while we get an instant 1 mana ramp. Magda is our key card. Magda generates a treasure when we commit a crime and turns 3 treasures into a 4/4 dragon with haste. In combination with a plunderer, we'll generate a pair of treasures on each of our turns. Treasure Map is an artifact that we'll use to improve our draws with its scry ability. Once we flip it to a land, it'll generate 3 treasures and we can sacrifice a treasure to it to draw a card. It might seem slow, but the benefit gives us legs to carry our game plan into the mid or late game. Breeches is our eager pillager. He can be used to generate treasure or to make blocking difficult for the opponent. He can also give us an extra draw by exiling a card off the top of our library. The first strike is significant as well, as he can effectively take on 3 toughness men and not take a scratch. Etali's Favor is an enchantment that boosts one of our men, and it has Discover 3, which can help add to our board. Another thing to note is that it also grants trample to whoever we enchant. That could be what we need to get in the last couple of points. Big Score is versatility in the deck. It will draw us a pair of fresh cards and generate a pair of treasure tokens. 2 tokens might not seem like much, but Magda only needs 3 to create a 4/4 dragon. Atsushi is a legendary beast that will create 3 treasures when he dies. That means he effectively replaces himself if we have a Magda on board. We also have the option to exile the top 2 cards of our library and play them until the end of our next turn. Geological Appraiser is a 4-drop with Discover 3. At 3, he can fetch out any of our lower end men. That includes Magda or any of our other cards that can help us build board advantage. Bonehoard Dracosaur is our top end. Every upkeep he'll generate card advantage and create tokens for us. We can get 3 1-token dinos or the all-important treasure. His stats are absolutely amazing. He's a 5/5 flyer with first strike, which means he'll rule the skies once we get him down. The first strike ability makes him a brick wall if we need to defend our life total. For lands we have 2 the Antonymous Furnace, the tap land that we can sacrifice to draw a card. 20 Mountain. And 2 Hidden Volcano, the tap land that we can sacrifice to discover 4. Playing the deck will test you early. It can be difficult to sequence cards correctly when your hand has a lot of early plays. You will have to decide which cards you are willing to risk to early removals and which cards played out in a specific order will generate greater amount of treasures or board advantage. The mid-game can also be tricky when trying to decide between drawing with Big Score or going for more pressure with an Atsushi or an Appraiser. The late game should see us trying to get in for the last few points of damage. We are not built for long drawn-out battles. Get in hits early and often and continue to pressure throughout the game. Our late game is not the greatest, but Bonehead can often give us enough of an edge to be able to push through some hits. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is Sixpence None the Richer. No, wait, it's a sick penny. That has to be it. We're kicking things off with a 3-lander. We've got a pair of our top-end cards, but we also have a treasure map which can help us find action, as we like to say around here. Keep your pants on. The test comes early. We've matched up against mono red. Makes sense, we're mono red too. They say hello, so let's wave back. We saw this coming. That's 2 to the face. And they might fire off something else too. Well, let's play out our treasure map. We probably won't be activating it since we will want to get Breeches in play on our next turn. They play out a Forge. That definitely means we have to get Breeches down. His first strike will stonewall their Forge tokens until the end of time. For now, we'll take another 3 damage. All right, Breeches, get you and your pants in there. They send only the token. This is a 0 damage turn then. Let's block. Oh wow, do they not know Breeches has first strike? Or they don't know how it works? Oopsie poopsie, bro. This will be an Atsushi turn. Breeches can hold the ground while we take it to them in the air. They come in again. This time they have Burn to take out Atsushi. Oopsie poopsie. Probably should have aimed that at Breeches. We'll take the treasure tokens, which will let us activate our treasure map, and we'll have the mana to drop a Bonehead as well. If a 3/3 first striker is brick walling their damage, a 5/5 first striker is going to make their head explode. Our scry shows us another Breeches, but we have plenty of pants already. Let's send him on down. On our upkeep, the scry shows us a big score, which is all right. We'll take it and use it if we run low on ammo. It's time to land our big Bonehead. This turn, we can swing with Breeches. Next time around, we should send in the Bonehead and keep Breeches back to block. I'm pretty sure they can't get the job done with Burn alone. That Forge has done an entire 1 damage to us this game. We've got an Appraiser waiting for us. Let's keep him on top. We could fire off the big score to get our Appraiser, but the Bonehead will exile it for us, along with another card. We get another Bonehead and the Appraiser, and we can play both of them out. Our advantage over them is about to be off the charts. The Appraiser gets us Magda. I'm certain they can't burn us out before we demolish their life total. Let's sticky finger our first Bonehead and send it special delivery. Pain to the Face is our favorite package to airmail. Unless they destroy our Boneheads, this is their last turn. They need to come up with 9 damage through the men we have standing in the way. That's definitely not it. That's going to be GG's. This is Marco. No, wait, it's Mirko. Or is it Mirko? Yeah, that's it. We get a 2-lander with some of our early men. The Plunderer will be able to get us treasures to let us play out our more expensive cards. Keep. We're glad to see our third land arrive early. Let's land our Plunderer. He can get the party started for us with his treasure-generating ability. A second Plunderer arrives. We can play him out and Magda as well. Let's send in the first Plunderer for damages. They might be on control, so we need to get cracking while the cracking is good. They had plays they could make but chose not to do anything. Our Plunderer's trigger, which also triggers Magda. We'll have 3 treasures which we can turn into 1 dragon. They could easily have removal or an emperor, which is why Magda will chill out while the rest of the team goes on in. They did have the emperor. They'll likely shoot down our dragon, but that'll be all right as we can get another on our next turn. For now, we'll have to be happy with 4 damage. To the face.
You are not much of a roadblock.
A temporary lockdown is rather unfortunate. That's our entire team gone. They play out a Jace. It's looking pretty bad, but let's see what we draw into.
Plans are already in motion. We can improve upon your ideas.
Let's fire off our big score and hopefully we draw into more ammo. It's a pair of lands instead. That's not helping at all. The hope now is that the Bonehead can get us back in the game. It'll be a big ask considering we have effectively only 1 card in hand.
May your blade strike true.
Organic minds are easily quelled.
The danger now is that they have a counter. A sticky fingers in hand is not going to help get us anywhere. They do have a counter, and that might be game right there. We knew going in that control would be a tough matchup. It is pretty bad, as you can see. And it's worse when our draws have been so bad.
Remember your training.
Heal.
Lands are not getting us back in the game. Let's close this out and get on with the next game. GG's. This is Smiles a lot? Or is it wind in hair? Anyways, let's go. We get a solid-looking 3-lander with early men and a pair of 4 drops. Keep your pants on. You hear me, boys. That's a cool gruel party going on over there. Bill is going to make things tough. He'll likely be able to grow out of our control rather quickly if they have their deck set up correctly. We'll start up with a Plunderer. He can get us set up to play out one of our 4 drops or double spell on our next turn. Bill gets up to a 4/4 already. Our nightmare comes true. It is going to be very tough to race against that. The question is, what should be our play? Going for the Appraiser might get us more board presence. The Atsushi could be a solid blocker and generate some treasures for us. Or we could drop the other Plunderer and Magda. Of all these, I think I like setting up for our future turns with the pair of men. We'll get more treasures and a dragon next time around, and that might be able to race against them a lot better than playing out the Appraiser right now. That is amazing. They send only the show-off. Bill is going to be a brick wall against us, but we will be getting dragons in the air soon. We draw into a third Plunderer. That is just insane. We might be able to send the Plunderers in for lethal in a couple of turns from now. For now, let's see if the Appraiser can add to our board. The Appraiser will be a solid blocker, since we don't want to throw Plunderers or Magda in the way of an attacker. A Breeches is a solid defender as well. His first strike will let him tangle with any 3 toughness men and come out on top. Note that we can also make one of their men unable to block when we send Breeches in. We can force Bill into a spectator and make our menace count for something. For now, we'll activate Magda's ability to turn treasures into dragons. Let's breathe fire. Oh poop, that's a big guy. That's a leveler. As long as they don't aim it at Magda or the Plunderers, we might be all right. Please don't hit Magda. Pretty please. What a relief, they take out Breeches. Sorry, little buddy, we will try to avenge your early death. Treasures? Yes, please. That's a bonehead we just drew. Unfortunately, because of the leveler, it will not get to attack or to even use its card advantage ability. Let's play out our third Plunderer. With him down, we might have a chance to close out the game next turn. Magda, do your thing. You go, girl. Don't tell me there's no such thing as girl power. We might as well play out the treasure map. It's the only other thing we can do. That would be 12 damage unless they mess up their blocks. We can't rely on the opponent messing up, so let's send in just the dragons. That's amazing. They take all the damages. They are down to 5 and are done on our attack unless they can take us out. Oh, poops and scoops. That's a calamity, the worst disaster. By the looks of it, the leveler is going to ride Calamity straight to our precious face. Don't hurt me, bro. That's a pair of levelers. Luckily, they were not assigned as attackers, so they don't get to destroy anything. They're just 8/8 trample bodies. That's going to be 16 damage just from the levelers alone. We'll have the Appraiser block Bill, and one of the Plunderers gets Calamity. All our men have 2 toughness, so it doesn't matter much who gets put in front of the levelers. All right, that's our blocks. We'll take 12 from the levelers and 1 from the show-off for 13 damage. We can survive, and we'll have a Plunderer and 2 dragons left over after this apocalypse. That will be GG's. What a game. My heart almost stopped when they played Calamity. This is Toto Mo No in apartment 1010. Or they were born in the year 1010. It's got to be one of those. We get a 4-lander this time. We don't have any early plays, but we do have a big score and a bonehead to land when we have the mana for it. Keep early men could be a problem for us since we won't have any early blockers. That is the price we pay when keeping a slow hand. Luckily, they only play a tap land on their second turn. We get a treasure map to hopefully smooth out our draws. Let's play it out. We won't activate the map on our upkeep, since we want to get Breeches in play to stop the bleeding.
I burn with power! My voice beckons to all worlds.
They turn their manland into a 3/3 and send it. This special delivery is getting blocked. Let's make them have whatever it is they have. That is why you use your removal before attacking. You get through for damages. In the end, that was a blow to us. We don't have any other immediate plays. The Appraiser is an excellent draw. We'll get his 3/2 body in play, and we get a Discover ability as well. A free Magda is pretty nice. We'll want to focus on getting treasures to build up a dragon army.
I must fight back!
Let's scry and see what we have on top. That's an Atsushi, which would be great, but that would mean we'll go this turn without any plays. This board requires us to make plays. Let's ship Atsushi. Well, it's another treasure map. We'll get our scry on and try to get some ammo. It does make us feel rather slow compared to what they've got going on. They fire off the ultimate. Death is something that will no longer limit them.
Blossom with eternity. I am then a small gift.
Let's drop one of our boneheads and start using him to gain an advantage.
My stamina will search past the walls of this realm.
That's absolutely the worst thing that could have happened. We could play out our second bonehead, but that exposes our weak hand to further removals. The best thing to do would be use our treasure maps to filter through our deck for more action. An Atsushi is a good start. We can play it out before the bonehead and see if they have further removals. That shadow is going to be a huge problem. Unfortunately, we have no way of dealing with it permanently. The question is, go for Magda and treasures, or drop one of our big heavies. Let's go with Atsushi. If he gets killed off, we'll get some treasures, along with at least one of our treasure maps flipping over too. They get a Haywire Mite and use it to try to take out one of our treasure maps. Let's go ahead and activate it. It'll turn into a land and the ability will fail. We get an Abrade on top. Let's keep it and we can use it to snipe their cauldron. You'd have thought they'd have learned, but that's fine. We'll activate the map as well. Let's take out their cauldron. Sure, they can play it again, but it won't have the destruction ability anymore. This has to be a Magda turn. We'll be able to use some treasures and get a 4/4 dragon. We knew it. Here comes the cauldron once again.
So many voices in need of help. We must act! Please, buy us more time!
This attack won't kill us, and we weren't going to block with Magda anyways. Let's fire off the big score and see what we get. We need to draw into another 2 points of damage. We'll have 3 treasures for another dragon, and that will be a hit for 12. We draw a Plunderer. He isn't another 2 damage, so we'll go ahead and play out the Bonehead. We can't win this turn, but let's get in for damages and take them down to 6. They fire off a removal for the Bonehead. We still have them on our next turn, so that's all right. They snipe Magda, but he's already created the pair of dragons we need. They can gain 3 life if they use a food, and that'll take them out of reach. Unless they tap out. They send in their men. We'll block their turtle. Their activation of the cauldron is going to kill us. We should have saved the Abrade for the moment they activated the cauldron. This was a close game, closer than it looked. Well done, bro, GG's. And that, my friends, is me being a satisfied customer.